So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down and I'm going to place my elbow directly underneath my shoulder in this collapsed kneeling position. Now, if this collapsed kneeling position with that elbow directly underneath the shoulder is uncomfortable for you, you do also have the option of coming up onto all fours as well. Some people honestly prefer this because I feel like they can get a little bit more weight through their shoulder. That's fine. Do whatever feels best for you. But from a front view, I want your elbow directly under your shoulder as well, so rather than having it off to the side. And you can actually even experiment with, when you come back to this exercise over time, having your elbow a little bit more underneath you or angled inwards, if that makes sense. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm first going to assess what my shoulder internal rotation looks like today. So I'm going to take my opposite hand, I'm going to place my fingers on my collarbone, not on the tissue above or below my collarbone, but on the bone itself. Because if my shoulder blade moves at all, you can see how that moves my collarbone. I don't want that bone to move. I want my shoulder blade to stay still because I'm trying to move the ball in the socket without moving the socket with it. So monitoring that collarbone, I'm going to see how far I can spin my arm inwards without that bone moving, without it hiking up at all. Once I know, okay, that's as far as I can go, I'm then going to take one of my yoga blocks, I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to block myself there. So I can take my other arm, place it on the other side of the yoga block, and block it right there. So I end up on all fours in this position here. So if you're looking at me from the floor right now, what you'll do is monitor that collarbone, see how far you can spin your arm inwards axially so your elbow stays put, it's not moving around. Then you'll take your yoga block, you'll block it there, and you can just block it with the other arm. You're also going to take it just a touch further to get into that stretch. And another way that you can increase that sensation is actually increasing the load that you put through your shoulder. So if you think, get yourself a little lighter on your hands or your opposite hand and your knees and actually put some weight through that shoulder, that's going to bow the head of your shoulder into the back of your shoulder socket, and that might even increase that sensation for you. We're going to be doing a little bit of work in this position as well. So this is very similar to your side lying sleeper that many of you are familiar with, but instead of laying on your arm, we've got you in this all fours position and we've got a little bit more freedom to move there. The drawback is that your shoulder blade isn't pinned in this position, so you have to monitor what that shoulder blade is doing, which your other hand did when you got into position, and you just want to be aware of it when you do this exercise, and putting a little bit of weight through your shoulder might help you. Now you should still be in this position, but I'm going to talk you through pails and rails while I'm up right here so that you can see what we're going for. So again, let's say that you're watching me from the ground right now. What pails will be when we get there, you're just stretching right now, but when we get there, is you're going to be in that position, you've got yourself blocked, you're going to be attempting to rotate out of that position, but we're probably not going to move at all, nor do I want you to move at all, because with our pails, it should be an isometric effort. So you'll block yourself with the other side, and you're going to be pressing up into your block with your right hand as if trying to do this motion, but that block in your other arm is going to keep you in place such that you do not move at all. No movement actually occurs. We're going to slowly scale up how hard you're pushing as if trying to rotate out of that stretch, but as I said, without moving. Then your rails contraction, what you're going to try and do is you're going to attempt, I don't expect you to actually do this successfully, but you're going to attempt to rotate away from that block. So I'm trying to pull the back of my fist away from the block. More importantly, I'm focusing on trying to rotate my upper arm further inwards to get that head to spiral a little further in the socket. So it's not just think pull my hand away, because I can pull my hand away by trying to bend at my wrist or cheat at other areas. I want you to really focus on what's happening with your upper arm and trying to drive both of those motions from there without letting that shoulder blade get involved so that collarbone stays still the whole time. Now, you've been stretching for a little bit here, so I'm going to come back down. I'm going to join you. We're going to go through this together. So I'm going to get back into my position, see how far I can internally rotate. Take my block, bring it in, block myself, and now together we're going to slowly tense up that arm, bleed tension through your full body, and you're pressing the back of your hand into your block with an emphasis on your upper arm and spinning it outwards. Slowly driving, just like a 20% to start, and you're going to scale it up a little more, give me more like 40%. Keep climbing, find more like 60. Keep going, find 80, and your greatest, safest, pain-free effort. Again, nothing's moving at all, but you're trying to put a dent in that yoga block by trying to spin your upper arm outwards, but no movement is occurring. We're gonna keep holding this for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're reversing. You're trying to spin your upper arm inwards to pull your fist away from the block. You're going to be shaking, but don't let that shoulder blade move at all. Notice how I took my other hand and I placed it on my collarbone. That was just out of instinct to try and keep it still. I don't need the yoga block to be blocked anymore because I'm trying to pull away from it, not push into it. And we're fighting for every centimeter that we can gather over another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you manage to create any space between your fist and the yoga block, you're going to bring that yoga block in to match your fist and find it where it got to. And then we're going to do another round there. Now, when I do this next round, if you watch me, this is going to be subtle. I'm just going to lean to the side a little bit. So notice how subtle that was? My sternum just moved to the right ever so slightly. And I'm going to do the exact same exercise. This darn hair, this is a bad day to forget a hair tie. We're going to do that exact same exercise here. So take whatever break you need. I'm going to jump right into it just so this video is not too long. But if you need a longer break, one of the beautiful things about this is there's a pause button on your screen right now that you can hit. Hit it if you need it. We're going to slowly start driving back into it. 20% effort to start. Make our way up to 40%. Keep climbing 60, 80. And your greatest, safest, pain-free effort, and holding that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're reversing. You're trying to spin that upper arm inwards to pull your fist away from that block, not letting that collarbone move in the process. The tip of your elbow stays exactly where it is. It's as if there's a rod going through your elbow into your shoulder. You're just spinning that rod, but the rod itself is not moving in space. We're continuing to fight for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax, but do not leave the position yet. Stay here. Give me a few nice slow breaths before you come out of that position. Then you can slowly come out of it.